On a Tuesday, May 2nd it is, and a pleasant one, 66 degrees here from Free State High School as it is the City Showdown. The Chesty Lions have traveled a short trip across town as they are the road recipients of this City Showdown today. And, of course, the Firebirds, the host team today. The Firebirds, of course, coming into this game, hopefully trying to please their home fans, but I will say this, the Lady Lions and their road fans, of course, just traveling that short trip across town. They have traveled very well, and the energy is here, the environment, and a very nice put out here in this stands for the City Showdown. But, of course, all high school broadcasts brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery, open daily from 11:30 to 10:30, from the Bill Self Mac and Cheese to the Haney's Turkey Stack or the Hank Booth Burger. They, again, are your high school broadcast sponsor. Here is your Ameritrust Credit Union pregame starting lineups for today. Lawrence High School, of course, your road. They will look like this, 1 through 9. Shortstop Emmy Dye will lead things off, followed by the center fielder Haley Ramirez, followed by the 3-hole hitter Maylee Folks is that designated player. Lydia Folks batting the 4 spot. She'll be playing first base today. Maddie Crawford, third baseman, and behind the plate is Reese Danovic. And the 7, 8, 9 spots go number 7, Charlie Burkhart in left field, second baseman Ava Mondi, and Ashlyn Flory. Sophie Rowley on the mound for Lawrence High School today. We will see her in the bottom half of the frame. Out on the bump for Free State is Elsa Carrillo. We saw her earlier in the season as we've had a couple of Free State softball games on the air here on 92.9 The Bull, but tonight being a special one as, of course, a game that both of these teams circle on their schedule. It is City Showdown time here from Free State High School as it is pitch number 1, play ball here from Free State, and it is in the dirt outside as well. First pitch is officially at 5:22 with ball number 1 here to Emmy Dye, the leadoff hitter, and it looks like the infield certainly taking that bunt threat seriously, all of them inside that baseline. Emmy Dye bats from the left side of the batter's box. The 1-0 pitch is just a bit high. Fastball that time smacks the glove but misses the zone, and it moves the count now to 2 balls and no strikes. Or actually, it was called a strike, a late strike call. It will even the ball and a strike in the count. 2 balls and a strike now with that one missing in the count. 2 balls and a strike now, a hitter's count. The infield still taking that bunt threat seriously. All 4 of the infielders right inside the line. Here's the 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed this time. Dye unable to make any contact. That will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The wind blowing not too bad as of right now, but has gusted upwards 10, 15, maybe even 20 miles an hour at time from straightaway center. 2-2 pitch just a bit outside. And a good eye there from Emmy Dye. Will now make the count 3 balls and 2 strikes as she's able to keep her at bat alive and maybe get on base with a free pass. 3-2 pitch up and in, and a good job. She does just that. So the leadoff batter gets on with a free pass. Emmy Dye with the pitch again laying off. And any way that you can get that leadoff batter on, and she does it with a free pass, 4 wide ones. And again, Dye on the first base path. And here's my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Llewellyn, and LHS with their first base runner tonight as the first pitch now here to Haley Ramirez playing center field tonight. Again, batting from the left-hand side of the batter's box this evening. First pitch to her, 0-1 with a big swing and a miss. But Matt, good evening, or I should say now a beautiful, now nearly 5:30 as the 0-1 pitch in the dirt evens the count at a ball and a strike. But LHS with a leadoff base runner.
That's right. And Emmy Dye, she's certainly the team leader, and she's the gal who's going to get it done every time, and so it's not surprising to see her on base right away.
1 ball, 1 strike here in this at-bat. That one finds the zone. Tried to maybe smack one the other way with a slap attempt. Not really an attempt as she held back, but it's called a strike anyway. Moves the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. Maylee Folks in the on-deck circle. She's playing that designated player position today. The 1-2 pitch is fouled away, and a good job by Ramirez to keep the count where it is, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Defensively, here's how they line up. Again, Elsa Carrillo on the mound tonight for Free State. Izzy Smith giving her the signs behind the plate as the 1-2 is in the dirt, and that will give Emmy Dye the green light to head up to second base. That will move the count now to 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Emmy Dye is able to get to second base now. That one was going to be called a wild pitch. I'm not sure if they would have gotten her anyway. It almost looked like she was in motion. Dye also with some speed moves the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 there, fouled away again, and a good job once more by Ramirez to keep the count alive. So again, Carrillo on the bump, Smith behind. It goes from third to first like this. Valea at third, Price at short, Rothwell at second, and Megan Cole at first base for the Firebirds. The 7, 8, 9 positions goes Richardson, Muller, and McIntyre in the outfield for the Firebirds. Softly hit to the third base side. That's going to be close, and she's called safe. As a good play and a good effort from Valea is not in time. That will also advance the runner, Emmy Dye, up to third base, and Ramirez with an infield single.
Yeah, and Emmy Dye just did a great job of base running there. Just had it, absolutely textbook. Waited, came about a quarter of the way off the base, maybe a third of the way. Waited. When they threw that ball, boom, she was at third. So for the easy get, but her hesitation probably delayed the throw enough to get that batter to first.
Not much you could do, and almost textbook there as you almost saw that steal coming. And with that, Emmy Dye will stay at third. They tried to get the steal, or excuse me, Ramirez gets the stolen base up to second. And instead of throwing to second, they tried to throw it down to third, but Emmy Dye knew what they were trying to do. She gets back in safely. First pitch to Maylee Folks is called a strike. Second pitch is outside for a ball. So that will even the count at 1 ball and a strike. Nobody out still here in the top of the first inning here. 1-1 pitch fouled away straight into the netting. That will move the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. But a prime opportunity for LHS, but these are also the moments that you sometimes look back in games and say, boy, that was a missed opportunity, or boy, this is where they really took advantage. 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and a good 2-strike pitch there. Gets her swinging, and the first out of the inning is on strikes.
Now batting the first baseman, number 44, Lydia
And just a good piece of pitching right there. Again, a fastball just out-challenged her right there, up in the zone. And the first out goes on strikes. That will bring up the big right-hander Lydia Folks playing first base tonight. Again, 2 players in scoring position on second and third. First pitch on the inner half, called a strike. Dye at third, Ramirez at second. Both these teams score in very similar fashions. It comes a lot from the top portion of their lineup. 0-1 pitch, fouled down the right field line. That one kicks off the netting, out of play, and it moves the count now to 0-2.
And Lydia, 318 hitter.
318 coming into the game, and a prime opportunity maybe for a couple of RBIs to add to that stat sheet as well. This one softly hit to the second baseman and right at the second baseman as well. In trouble, and they're going to get the double play as Ramirez unable to get back to the second base side. That one just softly hit to Rothwell. Rothwell able to turn it over to Price, and a 4-6 double play will end the inning. And that will do it for LHS at the top half of the frame. We'll head to the bottom of the first here from Free State. Firebirds coming up next here on 92.9 The Bull.
You want to grill out, but the price of meat has been skyrocketing at the supermarket. So how about 20 ribeyes for $39.99? Prime House Direct, America's #1 online butcher, is having a gigantic 4-day sale. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence.
Look for the big truck.
And the Big Tent. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Cases of fillets, New York strips, Delmonico's, boneless chicken breast,
And even large shrimp.
with wholesale boxes of individual prime portions, vacuum sealed for long freezer life. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Accepting cash, credit, debit card, and EBT. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Stop by and register to win our $1,000 prime steak, chicken, pork, and seafood package, along with a free freezer. No purchase necessary. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. Online at theprimehousedirect.com.
Welcome back as we are now in the bottom half of the first inning. Lawrence High unable to squander any runs out of 2 players in scoring position, and that again might be a play we look back in this ball game and wonder, could that have made a difference? First pitch here in the bottom half, on the third base side. Crawford makes a good throw, and it is unable to be made. Lydia Folks in and out of her glove, and we'll see where the error is going to be made. The throw was a little bit low there, but Folks again unable to squeeze it there on the first base side. So an error on the first pitch here in the bottom half of the first will give the Free State Firebirds their first base runner.
And I don't think that would have been a throwing error. I would have thought that might be on Lydia.
And it most likely will be.
Hit batter.
And
She'll take her base.
And with 2 pitches now, 2 base runners.
Now batting for the Firebirds, the first baseman.
So Leah Muller,
2,
unfortunately,
Megan.
second pitch out of the hands. That is Sophie Rowley. So first pitch was a softly hit ground ball to the third base side. Crawford again threw one in the dirt, but they are going to give it on Folks. The error in the infield is the first pitch now to the three-hole hitter Megan Cole is called there for a strike. That's the first one to find the zone. Then the second pitch to Muller, hit number 7. So 2 runners on, nobody out. Very similar format to the top half of the frame. As the 0-1 pitch is sawed off, and that one's not going to go anywhere, but luckily it is in foul territory and unable to be caught there. So it's just going to be moving the count to no balls and 2 strikes. But a good pitch on the inner half. Again, just sawed her off, unable to extend the arms and get the barrel on the softball there. No balls, 2 strikes. Comes home with it. Cole watches that one on the outer half, moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Free State looks like this from top to bottom. Valea, Muller, and Cole, of course. 4, 5, 6, Richardson, Rothwell, and Price. And then Carrillo, McIntyre, and Smith to round out. As the 1-2 pitch fouled off, hit the plate that time. And a good job here from Cole to keep her at-bat alive. In the outfield again, Sophie Rowley on the bump tonight for LHS. Behind the plate, Reese Danovic. From third to first, Crawford, Dye, Mondi, and Folks in the infield for the Lady Lions. As the 1-2 pitch high, a bit outside. They're going to look to advance as it comes in and out of the glove with Reese Danovic. And that one's going to be charged as a passed ball there on Danovic. Just came in and out of her glove, and that moves both Valea and Muller up a base. So with that, that moves again with nobody out in the inning. Runners in scoring position, both on second and third. That's Muller and Valea. And another 2-strike foul ball here from Megan Cole to keep her at bat alive. And to round out that defensive from left to right, Burgart in left, Ramirez in center, and Ashlyn Flory out in right field for the Lady Lions. Nice off-speed pitch. Swung on and missed, gets her swinging there for the first out of the inning. Strikeout, 1 out in the inning, and again, almost a identical bottom half to the top half of the inning. Now all we need is a double play to finish.
That's right. Just a little popper to second baseman and
the throw out to the shortstop.
And the force out to second base, right.
That'll bring up the right-handed hitting Allie Richardson. First pitch in the dirt, called a ball. Again, 1 out. Richardson, Rothwell, Price, prime opportunities. And again, Richardson on the year has been a good RBI hitter for this Free State team. Loves to pull the ball. You can see that left fielder, Charlie Burkhart, kind of riding that left field foul line. 1-0 pitch fouled off. And it will even the count now to ball and a strike.
And the infield is definitely playing in. But the outfield's playing deep, so it's certainly a prime opportunity to get one in between those, in between there, and get some extra bases for the Firebirds.
Yeah, you can tell the corners definitely will be going home if they get a ground ball. They want to get a bunt on the ground. They're going to move the runner back. However, she's going to be able to score there. They do get the out at first, so doing the job she was put up there to do, Richardson bunted it right back to the pitcher. They are able to score Valea. But a good job from Sophie Rowley. Rowley did her best job of trying to push Valea back to the third base side as best she could. Had to throw out Richardson on the first base side, which she did, but Valea, with the speed that she has, is able to score the first run of the ball game.
And she was so close. I think there was potentially a play, but it would not have been a for sure out. She could have easily thrown home, got her in a pickle, but it definitely was not a sure out, and I think they wanted the sure thing, so they threw to first to get the sure thing.
Muller also advances up the base as well. She's at third now for Grace Rothwell, as she watches and fouls off her first pitch to make it 0-1. 2 outs in the inning, though. This one's softly hit to the shortstop. Dye gets under it, and that will be the third out of the inning. And with that, that will be it for the first inning, for the full first inning. And the full first inning comes with 1 run for the bottom half. 1 run on no hits, 1 error in the inning, and 1 left for the Free State Firebirds. With that, they do have the lead. We'll head to the top of the second here from Free State High School. It's the City Showdown here on 92.9 The Bull.
May is such an inspirational month. Why? Because it's time to flunk that junk you hate driving and graduate to a nicer, newer car today. Hey, Northeast Kansas, Instructor Joe here from Clemens Automax. Does your old car get an F? This May, you can get an A when you upgrade today. Earn a full ride to Joe State for just $5 down. Are you still stuck in credit detention? Don't stop dreaming, because my team schools the bankers and lenders until we get you approved, even if you've been turned down before. Get the car of your dreams for as low as $5 down. It's time to graduate to a nicer, newer car today. I'm Joe Clemens, and your future is bright at Clemens Automax in Lawrence on West 6th next to Casey's. Call 841-0102 or online at approvedbyjoe.com, approvedbyjoe.com, www.approvedbyjoe.com.
All terms subject to approval. Some minimum requirements. Look, Mom, I did it.
Hey, Joe Clemens here from Clemens Automax. Need out of a car loan or just some quick cash? If you have a vehicle you no longer want or need, I'll buy your vehicle. I'll even help you pay it off. Go to sellmycartojoe.com. I'll buy your vehicle. www.sellmycartojoe.com.
Welcome back here to Free State High School Sports Complex for the City Showdown between the Free State Firebirds and the LHS Chesty Lions. Softball, one full inning in the books, and the Firebirds able to plate one back in that bottom half of the first inning. Top of the second, Maddie Crawford to lead things off here for the Chesty Lions as she watches the first two pitch by for two straight wide ones, 2 balls and no strikes. Looking at that flag out there in straightaway right field, not very helpful for the batters here tonight. However,
no, not at all. Not at all, and it's a little bit deeper park than Lawrence High, so these Lawrence High batters certainly at a disadvantage, and I don't see anything going out today.
Elsa Carrillo still out there on the mound here for the Firebirds. 3 straight wide ones to start off to Crawford. However, the 3-0 pitch in there for a strike, and that.
But if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Maddie Crawford. She's got 5 home runs on the year, 348 hitter.
That will move the count to 3-1. The 3-1 pitch was fouled off there to Crawford now, and it'll move the now to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Carrillo on the year.
A 7.02 slug does Maddie Crawford have.
Certainly would love to maybe yank one down that left side. 3-2 pitch inside, almost got the top of her cleats there. Instead, she'll take the free pass. And another walk given up from Carrillo, who has been fairly consistent this year. I was just about to say she's normally known for being fairly consistent with 2 strikes, a pretty good 2-strike pitcher. And unfortunately they're losing the batter and another leadoff walk, so that will put Crawford on first base and bring up the catcher, Reese Stanovic. And the first pitch is just a bit low. That will move the count to a ball and no strikes.
Danovic, a 250 hitter. All of her hits being singles this year.
And the infield, outfield playing straight away to Danovic, and it looked like a secondary lead there by Crawford. Getting a little bit too jumpy over there on the first base side as the catcher, Izzy Smith, tried to pick her off there. She's able to get in safely with the slide underneath the tag as the second pitch called a strike there as well here to Danovic. Swung on and missed. So that will move the count to a ball and a strike. Next pitch in there, another swung on and missed pitch. And that will move the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. Again, Elsa Carrillo very comfortable with that fastball. And it looks like Danovic has met her match with it here in this at-bat. Comes home, another fastball, able to make contact with it this time. Fouls it off into the netting, and it keeps the count alive at a ball and 2 strikes.
Lawrence High stud running back is here with us. Braden Heck came in to watch his lady friend out here on the Free State side of things.
Oh, no kidding. Isn't that a conflict of interest?
I think so, but you know, sometimes those kind of things don't work. And Danovic goes down swinging there for the first out of the inning.
First out of the inning, we'll bring up Charlie Burkhart now, left fielder for her first at-bat of the ball game. Still over on first base, Manny Crawford, as they make their first trip through their lineup. First pitch out from Carrillo now is swung on and missed, as did see this last time that we were here for a Firebirds game as well that we called on 92.9 The Bull. It kind of took Carrillo about an inning or 2 to really get comfortable, or at least kind of get gelled. And then from there on, that fastball and that off-speed pitch really started taking away. And from now, her fastball really starting to move as well. That pitch is just a bit outside, called a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out in the inning and 1 runner on. As we've reached the bottom third of this lineup here for LHS. That one's inside, called a ball, 2 balls and a strike now.
Burgard, a 220 hitter on the year. 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored.
2 balls and a strike. Comes home with it. That one's fouled down the right field line. And again, that fastball from Carrillo doesn't look like too many people able to catch up with it. Mostly of these foul balls, they're going down that right field line, meaning that they are behind on most of these pitches. Either needing to choke up on the baseball bat, the softball bat, or step back in the batter's box. 2-2 pitch comes home.
Oh my!
Struck out.
Absolutely was on the inside part of that strike zone.
And with that, that will be yet another strikeout as she looks to maybe strike out the side to get out of this inning. 2 outs now. So she put Maddie Crawford on to lead off. Struck out Danovic, Burkhart, and now Ava Bondi is in her way. First pitch to Bondi, though, is outside, called a ball.
And Ava, very much like her brother Cole, a freshman playing varsity ball.
1 ball, no strikes now. Comes home with it. That one swung on and missed. Tipped into the glove of Izzy Smith. That one's called, or a swinging strike, I should say. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Again, alongside Matt Llewellyn, I'm Sam Speck here from our Family Psychological Services broadcast booth. 1-1 pitch comes home. That one's in there for a strike. Family Psychological Services provides therapy and medication management for children, teens, young adults, families, and couples throughout Douglas County. Check them out at dr-west.com. That's drwest.com. 1-2 pitch. Comes home with this one, trying to get out of it. Strikes out the side, so she gives the leadoff batter the piece and then strikes out the side from there. Carrillo is in a groove. We will head to the bottom half of the second inning. It is 1-0 Free State here on 92.9 The Bull.
This is David Lawrence. I spent a day with Darren Lutz, president of Alpha Roofing. I was so impressed by the pride Darren has in his company, from how he treats his employees right down to the attention to detail on each and every job. Whether it's a small house or a large commercial building, Darren and his experienced staff will be sure to get it done right. And that's why Alpha Roofing has been voted best in Lawrence 8 straight years. And it's also the reason I use them to roof my personal home. Alpha Roofing is hands down my first choice in roofing.
From Dr. Heck at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry.
And this community is extremely important to us. It was for my dad. My dad played offensive line. We are so excited to see their success, and that's the success and pride that we feel, that all of us feel, when the Hawks are doing well, and even when they're not. We support them. We want to be part of that winning team, and we want to be part of people in this community and improving those lives, and that's what keeps us going, and that's what drives us.
Welcome back to the bottom half of the second inning here from Free State High School Sports Complex. We're way out on the softball field as we get things underway. Still out there on the circle here pitching for Lawrence High School. Sophie Rowley to get things started. Top of the second was uneventful. Striking out the side was also Carrillo. They did leave 1 on base, but no runs on no hits. And again, 3 strikeouts there for the starting pitcher for a nice way to kick off the second inning. And also, again, as I had mentioned, Carrillo really getting into a groove here as this game gets further and further into things. But still out there in the circle is Sophie Rowley. First pitch called a ball, second pitch fouled away. Here is Sydney Price, the shortstop for Free State High School, will lead things off here in the bottom half of this second frame. 1 ball, 1 strike as comes home with it. This one's fouled up and over, and that will move the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. So both teams still making their way through the first time of this order. It's kind of an exciting day here from Free State Sports Complex. There's a lot going on, Matt. I don't know if you noticed walking up, but a lot of track and field. Look like some cross-country stuff as well. Baseball's got a game going on just behind us as well. So it's that time of year.
And I don't know if that was a freshman game or a varsity game going on next door, but I thought I saw a couple of varsity Free State baseball players heading over there, so but they didn't look like they were in uniform or anything. Looked like they're going on a cheer 'em.
1-2 pitch. That one, good eye there from Price. That one's going to be taken up in the zone. Moves the count out of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Both teams have done a good job getting their leadoff batter on in both of these innings, but last time and each time for LHS it's been squashed. That one's ripped up the middle, and a leadoff single for Sydney Price. And a good piece of hitting there gets another leadoff hitter for the Firebirds. And again, just taking with what she was given there on the 2-strike pitch and ripping it right back up the middle. Just a perfect piece of hitting.
And now you'll see pitcher versus pitcher here as Carrillo steps up to the plate.
And Sophie Rowley, again, not in the batter's box tonight. She is being hit for by Maylee Folks in that three slot in the batter's lineup.
So both of these ladies are their number one pitchers for both teams.
So they're bringing out the big guns for the City Showdown as the first pitch from Rowley here to Carrillo's call the ball.
As you always have to do.
And tried to maybe get it over and check on Price on the first base side. Nearly got away from the first baseman Folks, however, able to recover there on the first base. And Price is going to have to stay put. So with that, the count stays at 1 ball, no strikes. Stepping back into the box is Carrillo. Coming home with it is Rowley. That one is called a strike. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike now.
It was a weird strike call.
It was a little late, yeah, a little delayed there.
And not just the normal at the hip like you'd normally see, kind of up in the air is a little different.
It evens the count, though, nonetheless. 1 ball and a strike. That one on the inner half just clips the corner there. Good piece of pitching from Rowley, and it moves the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can tell Carrillo really hugging the inner portion of that plate, and that's where Rowley is trying to pitch right now. Though it looks like they're trying to target the outer half. Swung and a miss, and struck her out. And Carrillo goes down swinging for the first out of the inning.
Now batting the right fielder, number 17.
And with that will bring up the 8-hole hitter, Maddie McIntyre, who's playing right field tonight. McIntyre with her first at-bat of the ball game. Of course, we're still with Price over there on the first base side. McIntyre also bats from the right-handed side. This one comes home. First pitch fouled away into the netting right in front of us. So looking at a difference here, Lawrence High's starting pitcher, Sophie Rowley, as of right now, 18 strikes, 6 balls thrown. That is 24 total pitches as of right now. Of course, they only operated through 1 out of this second inning. So that is 1 1/3 inning. Looking to maybe get down a bunt and advance Price up to second base, but she pulls back as it skips across the turf there. I almost called it dirt, but skips across the turf there, so it moves the count down to 1 ball and a strike. Wise idea to maybe get some insurance runs here early in this game. Still up by 1. Firebirds got that run in the bottom half of the first. And they are able to get down a bunt. It's a good one. Folks able to field it, and Mondi's able to cover it, so they're able to get the 3 to 4 put out. However, it does advance Price up to second base. So they get the sacrifice bunt, moves it to 2 outs in the inning, so they're able to get a runner into scoring position to bring up Izzy Smith.
Izzy Smith, the 9-hole hitter, catcher.
And a nice piece of, nice piece of hitting right there.
And Braden Heck is watching this young lady very, very closely. I'm not really sure why.
Again, I think it might be a conflict of interest.
I think it is a conflict of interest, but that's coming from a Lawrence High guy, long term.
First pitch to Smith is a good off-speed here. Swung on and missed there. Runner in scoring position. Prime time for some RBIs here. Free State did a good job in the first inning, setting themselves up in scoring position. Do it again here in the bottom of the second. 0-1 pitch.
And now I believe Sophie kind of knows what she's doing out there, because now she's hugging the outside. So I think she probably knows some information about these hitters.
Yeah, she's got the insider trading is what it is. She's got the insider trading, but she lays off the 0-1 pitch, takes it, now a ball and a strike. 1-1 pitch comes home, and it's fouled away.
That one in the inside corner, so moving her pitches around pretty good is Sophie.
And now we'll have to fight off the count with 2 outs in the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Still out there on second base is Price. And Rowley will come home to end the inning, trying to, but wow! And a nice eye there is just missing the zone.
Where?
That's not up for us to determine, I guess.
It was certainly in the middle of the plate. It must have been high or low.
It certainly wasn't low. And the 2-2 this time. That one was low as it skips across the turf. 2-2 in the turf, and it moves the count now to a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. This, if Izzy were to get on, we would head back to the top of the lineup. 3-2 coming home here from Rowley. That one up, and a good eye to keep the inning alive here for Free State.
And that was really what Sophie was trying not to do. She definitely wanted to get rid of that 9-hole hitter. And here comes Coach is out to talk to his number 1 pitcher.
Boy, and You know, there's a lot of times where you can look back upon and kind of wonder consistency. So hopefully you can look back upon in games, and hopefully that call, whether it's a strikeout call or whether it's a strike three call or whether it's a no call, as long as it's consistent throughout the game, then I don't mind that. But that certainly looked like a pitch that could have been called strike three right there. But hey, if he's going to keep it consistent, then that's all I really ask for throughout the remainder. But with it, Izzy Smith does a good job keeping
great spot you have. I mean, because we are right behind home plate. I mean, this could not be better to be able to question whether or not the umpire is able calling good balls and strikes. But you're right. If they're consistent about where they're calling the calls, and
pretty much all we can ask
that's
for.
Right.
Really. So Izzy Smith did a good job battling back and getting herself on base, and with that, Free State stays alive here in this inning. Still 2 outs. Price on second, Smith on first, and that will take us back to the top of lineup. Alina Valea now. This one is a
popped up to Sophie.
And look at that. Sophie does it herself. And with that, we will end the inning with a 3 unassisted and a bottom of the second. No runs on 1 hit, 2 left on base for Free State. We will head to the top of the third. It is still 1-0 Free State here in the City Showdown on 92.9 The Bull.
Hey, it's Brian Haney, voice of the Jayhawks, and Matt Llewellyn here at the beautiful 23rd Street Brewery patio with our best friends.
We want you to meet Bo and Indy. Say hi to the folks, guys.
Yep, man's best friend is welcome here on the patio at the 23rd Street Brewery.
That's right, Brian. Come in and have one or more of our craft beers, eat, hang out with your pups. And we've got a TV out there, so you and your pups can watch whatever you want on the patio.
The 23rd Street Brewery, in front of Hy-Vee, off of 23rd Street and Castle.
Disaster can hit your home or business at any moment, from flooding to fire damage to mold-infested walls. But after every storm, you can find that illuminating rainbow. That would be Rainbow Restoration. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience, they can help you with any water, fire, and mold cleanup with their IICRC certified technicians, free assessments, and local experts to help you from start to finish. Call Rainbow Restoration to solve your home or business disaster at 785-371-2400 and get your phone call answered by a real human instead of an answering service.
What's that?
And welcome back in here, 92.9 The Bulls coverage of the City Showdown as the Lawrence High School Chesty Lions have made their short trip across town here to the Free State High School Sports Complex, and we find ourselves on the softball field. Next week we will actually be at Hoagland Ballpark for the City Showdown in baseball style. We will have that game, I believe, on KLWN. If not, we will have it right here on 92.9 The Bull as well. But Lawrence High right now down by 1 as we head to the top of the third inning. Free State has scored in the bottom of the first inning and has held on to that slim lead ever since. It goes 9, then back to the top of the lineup here for the Chesty Lions, as it is Ashlyn Flory, the right fielder, for her first at-bat of the ball game. Still out there on the mound for the Free State Firebirds is Elsa Carrillo. Her first pitch is called a ball. Next one fouled away into the netting, and that one will even the count at a ball and a strike. But again, Ashlyn Flory, and then back to the top of the lineup for the Chesty Lions, which the Lions back in the first inning had a couple of opportunities but left them on base, and unfortunately haven't seen many players in scoring position since. So trying to get back into that position here. And laying down a bunt, and a good one here. That one down the third base side. A good throw, but it's in and out of the glove, and I think they're just going to give that one a good single there from Ashlyn Flory. It's going to be an infield single. A great bunt down the left field line, down the third base line. And Vallejo with a good effort and a good throw. And that one just, again, kind of in the dirt. It was a good effort from the first baseman as well, but truly that was just a bang-bang play. I'd give it an infield single, and with that, an leadoff single for Ashlyn Flory, heading back to the top of the lineup here for LHS. And with that, top of the lineup we go. Emmy Dye without an official at-bat so far today. She is she got on base her first time with a walk. And she watches the first pitch here from Carrillo. Outside, called a ball. Trying to get to second base is Flory, and she's tagged out. What a gun. And Izzy Smith.
And the throw was high, and I think that had she slid, would have gotten under that throw, but chose to kind of move her body around, and that was not a good strategy because she was out there at second.
And a great throw from Izzy Smith. Again, as you had mentioned, may have been a little bit high, but just had all of the velocity it needed, and a great snap tag gets the first out of the inning. However, the next 2 pitches misses the zone, so now down in the count is Carrillo. 3 balls, no strikes, finds it there.
Emmy is not good. She's too smart of a hitter. She's a 500 hitter, a 576 on base, and absolutely their biggest weapon. 800 slug.
Pretty much a formality to take it on 3-0, and it's got to be on a tee to swing on 3-1, and Emmy Dye not even going to look at it twice there, outside, and she'll take her free pass for the second time tonight. That's the second walk that Emmy Dye will draw, and her second time on base tonight. So that'll bring up Haley Ramirez. She's 1 for 1 this evening. She had a little single that, again, was just softly hit right down the third base, between the pitcher and the third baseman, and was able to beat it out. And that also got Emmy Dye up to second base, or excuse me, Emmy Dye was able to get to third base from that move, and then Ramirez was able to advance herself to second, and then they stranded those runners on second and third back in the first inning. This one's hit high into right field. Tracking back is McIntyre. McIntyre at the track and making a catch on the run is McIntyre for the second out of the inning, but that one again hit pretty hard there.
She was at the track. I think had the wind not been blowing, that ball would have been out.
Certainly hit very well, and yeah, you're right, that flag blowing directly in from that right field fence.
But that ball hit every bit of 210.
And that will bring up Folks now in the designated player position tonight. Still over on first, Emmy Dye, and this one swung on. That one might be in a troublesome position, and the shortstop makes a good play. Sydney Price again calling off the left fielder Richardson and going out there making the third out of the inning. And that will do it for the LHS Chesty Lions. And with that, they go out without anything. 1 hit in the inning, 1 left on base, but no runs, no errors. And we'll head to the bottom of the third inning with Free State still with a 1-run advantage here in the City Showdown on 92.9 The Bull.
You want to grill out, but the price of meat has been skyrocketing at the supermarket. So how about 20 ribeyes for $39.99? Prime House Direct, America's #1 online butcher, is having a gigantic 4-day sale. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m., rain or shine. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence.
Look for the big truck.
And the Big Tent, 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Cases of fillets, New York strips, Delmonico's, boneless chicken breast,
And even large shrimp.
with wholesale boxes of individual prime portions, vacuum sealed for long freezer life. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Accepting cash, credit, debit card, and EBT. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Stop by and register to win our $1,000 prime steak, chicken, pork, and seafood package, along with a free freezer. No purchase necessary. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. Online at theprimehousedirect.com.
Two and a half innings played here from Free State High School as the Firebirds and Chesty Lions softball is underway in the City Showdown here for 2023. And the bottom of the third inning led off by the 2-3-4 in the lineup here. Leah Muller, Megan Cole, and Allie Richardson for the Firebirds. And Leah Muller watches the first 2 go wide for her second at-bat of the ballgame, 2-0. Her first at-bat, she was hit by a pitch as she swings and misses. Big hack at that 2-0 pitch, and it will move the count now to 2 balls and a strike. Thank you again to 23rd Street Brewery for broadcasting and helping out with all of our high school broadcasts, open daily from 11:30 to 10:30. Come in and watch all of the football, basketball, baseball games from KU to the NFL, and of course, maybe run into Mr. Matt Llewellyn if he's not here watching LHS softball with me.
I do love watching the softball and the baseball. I love doing it, but I love being at the brewery too.
That's right. 3-1 is where she moves the count, and with that, the 3-1 pitch in the dirt. So another lead
off every half inning, haven't they?
Yeah, Free State now in every half inning, bottom of the first, second, and third. As Leah Muller gets on with a walk. She was hit by a pitch in the first inning. She gets on with a walk here in the third inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Megan Cole. She's 0 for 1. She struck out swinging her first at-bat. She awaits on the first pitch here. That one's inside. They tried to get down a bunt, but instead Leah Muller's just going to take the base instead. So they tried to advance her on a sacrifice bunt, but Muller was moving anyway. And she takes the base safe on the stolen base. And we're going to see if they maybe try and have Megan Cole put down another bunt and get Muller over to third base. We'll see if that's the strategy here. The pitch missed on the inside part. So the count was 1-0, and that one finds the inside part for a strike, so it moves the count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. In Cole, the 3 spot, 3-4-5 is where we'll find ourselves now. Cole, Richardson, Rothwell up next in the lineup here for the host Firebirds. 1-1 pitch, that one's poked into right field. Underneath it is Flory. She can't make the catch, in and out of her glove. Rounding third, coming home is Muller, and that will score a run on the error. And Cole's going to be held up there at first, and Ashlyn Flory will get charged with the error.
And she's not happy with herself at all, but boy, that's a little tough one coming in there and got caught by the wind and out of her glove.
Allie Richardson.
And certainly not the way that you want to be giving up runs is a tough one to see, certainly, by doing it in that sort of fashion. And that is their second unearned run. This one softly hit on the ground to short.
And
she
it
steps on the bag and an unassisted double play, or excuse me, not unassisted, but she does it by throwing it to first. A 6-3 double play, I should say. And a good job by Dye. She gets it over to the first baseman, Lydia Folks, and just like that, they're able to get 2 outs.
Grace Rothwell.
And that will be 2 outs now in the inning.
Emmy's just a really, really solid softball player on both ends of the ball. This one looks like it could be Emmy. Nope. Oh, center fielder comes in and misses that ball, hits a glove, but goes off at Emmy's up to pick it up. And the batter will be in at second. And I would imagine that will be an error, scored an error as well.
That will be the 3rd error of the night tonight. And unfortunately, once again, the LHS Chesty Lions might be looking back tonight and wondering what they could have been doing better, and those missed opportunities earlier in those games with those runners in scoring position, and then again with the error that we've been seeing in this game. So another error resulting in a runner getting on base.
And that is the one thing that coach just really, it just drives him crazy, is the errors. I think he can take just about anything else, but when they do things like making errors, things that they should be very, very easy plays, and just does not happen for them.
And it looks like Sophie Rowley starting to lose some control, maybe some grip in the softball, as well as the 1-0 pitch is thrown kind of skipped across. I don't know if it hit the turf before, but it's still
either way.
Contact.
Either way, Sydney was hit on that, and she takes the base.
And with that, that will put now runners on both first and second base, and that will bring up the pitcher, Elsa Carrillo. So trying to maybe just get out of some danger and stop the bleeding at this point. It's 2 outs in the inning. They were able to get that big 6-3 double play
after a run had scored in this inning,
and hopefully just trying to stop it. And here's a passed ball now as it gets in and out of the glove of Danovic, and that will advance the runners from Rothwell to third, and Price will move up to second. And that will move the count now to a ball and a strike.
Carrillo had to kind of move her legs out of the way to prevent getting hit from that, and ball was able to go back to the fence and advance those runners. This one inside again, moved her hips that time.
And again, Rothwell just kind of losing location. You can tell she's losing a little bit of confidence out there, kind of kicking and smacking the side of her leg. And hopefully just at this point almost wanting a teammate or something to come by, as this one's poked. Could be trouble as it's shallow right field. Coming in and making the catch is Flory, and stopping the inning where it's at. So again, coming away with only giving up 1 run, so not too bad of an inning, only giving up 1 run. It was unearned in the inning as well, so 1 run, no hits, 2 errors in the innings, and 2 left on base for Free State. They lead this ball game. It is the City Showdown here from Free State High School. LHS coming up at the top of the 4th inning. They still trail Free State 2-0 here on 92.9 The Bull.
Hey Lawrence fans, Meritrust Credit Union is proud to support Lawrence High School sports and be a part of this vibrant community. You can experience the credit union difference through the way they're passionate about providing student athletes in our community with the resources needed to make the best financial plays. No matter where you are on your financial journey, Meritrust can help you conquer each milestone ahead and help you be the author of your financial future. Visit meritrustcu.org to learn more.
Federally insured by NCUA. It's game time, Lawrence. Let's go.
Hi, this is Dr. Wes Crenshaw. There are two kinds of teens in need of a therapist: those who ask for help and those who don't. If you have an asker, don't hesitate to respond. Teens and young adults benefit greatly from the kind of counseling we offer at Family Psychological Services. And if your young person is brave enough to reach out to you, reach out to us by clicking the Ask About Services link on our website, drwes.com. That's dr-wes.com.
We played 3 full innings here from Free State High School, and the Firebirds were able to plate one more in that bottom half of the third, but that's their second unearned run of the game, both of them unearned so far. 3 total errors for the Chesty Lions in this ball game, so something to look back upon and note upon if they come away without a win in this ball game, but still within striking distance. Finding ourselves here in the top of the 4th inning, it will be the 4, 5, 6 hitters for LHS. Lydia Folks to lead things off. She watches the first one the first one in the zone, second one wide, so it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Elsa Carrillo still on the mound for the Firebirds. 1-1 pitch is struck into right field, and the right fielder able to get back. McIntyre on the run. That one was on a drive, but McIntyre making a good play for the first out of the inning.
And again, the last 3 batters for Lawrence High have really gotten their medal on those balls. That went probably 180, 190 feet.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, on a line, but McIntyre right there. Finally starting to barrel up Carrillo right now, but unfortunately for the Lions, they're just hitting it right at these defenders. 1 out in the inning now. First pitch to Crawford is fouled away into the netting, and it moves the count to 0 balls and a strike. Unofficially with no at-bat this evening, as she was able to get on board with a walk in her first at-bat.
340 hitter.
Fouled it into the netting, her first pitch. This one again is poked down the right field line. I think that one's just going to get pushed foul, and it does. But they are really pressuring McIntyre out there on that right field side as the 0-1 pitch fouled off again, makes it 0-2 in the count. As Crawford now will have to protect here against Carrillo, and it looks like McIntyre has been doing too much work out there. Even her shoes needed a reset. She has to tie her shoes.
That's right, and there is a big gap between McIntyre and the center fielder, so if Maddie Crawford can straighten that out a little bit, not to dead center, but boy, she can get it in between. That could be a big trouble for the Firebirds.
They are riding that foul pole right now, certainly. 0 balls, 2 strikes, comes home with it. That one caught looking. Strike 3, Crawford goes down on strikes. And a good piece of pitching right there from Carrillo, and another strikeout. And that will bring up Reese Danovic. Danovic went down swinging her first time. And it looks like the first base coach, not sure exactly. I'm not sure if he had a few words for the home plate umpire or the umpire had a few words for him to communicate.
Well, I'm
Regardless, they have reset and they're back in their assumed positions now as Danovic again steps into the plate. First pitch swung on and missed, and that one will move the count out of 0 balls and a strike.
So Bill Byrne, I think, probably said some of the things that I wanted to say, and that is, hey, that ball was called a strike, but it was in a zone where you have called balls before all night long.
Yeah,
so.
And what we were saying earlier is just consistency. That's all we were looking for. So first pitch called a strike, next one outside the zone, evens it at a ball and a strike, and Carrillo comes home with it. That one called a strike, and it moves the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. Carrillo trying to get out of this half of the frame all by herself here. Struck out Crawford, trying to do the same thing to Danovic, trying to set her down for the second time tonight. Comes home with it, and that one skips across the turf, and it evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind picking up just a little bit today. Again, it's died down on a couple of occasions, but now gusting a little bit more. 2-2 comes home with 2 outs. This one's poked again into right field. McIntyre having to come in on it a little bit more. In and out of her glove, but she's in foul territory, so they will try again. And just as I mentioned the wind, I think the wind kind of killed that one on her attempt and her effort coming in towards the foul line.
Yeah, it definitely blew it out of her hands because she had it not been blowing that hard, she probably would have been able to make that catch because she just got the tip of the glove on that ball.
Well, Danovic has an extra opportunity now. 2-2 comes home. This one's softly hit straight back to Carrillo, and that will end the inning. And the ground out, 1-3 put out will be just that. So the top of the fourth goes as such. No runs on no hits, nobody left on, and a good half inning there from Carrillo once again. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth with the Free State Firebirds still up 2 here from the Free State LHS City Showdown on 92.9 The Bull.
You want to grill out, but the price of meat has been skyrocketing at the supermarket. So how about 20 ribeyes for $39.99? Prime House Direct, America's #1 online butcher, is having a gigantic 4-day sale. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence.
Look for the big truck.
And the Big Tent, 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Cases of fillets, New York strips, Delmonico's, boneless chicken breast,
And even large shrimp.
with wholesale boxes of individual prime portions, vacuum sealed for long freezer life. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Accepting cash, credit, debit card, and EBT. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Stop by and register to win our $1,000 prime steak, chicken, pork, and seafood package, along with a free freezer. No purchase necessary. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. Online at theprimehousedirect.com.
Bottom half of the fourth inning brings up the 8-9 and back at the top of the lineup for the Free State Firebirds as it's the City Showdown from the softball fields of the Free State High School Sports Complex here. It is Maddie McIntyre for her second at-bat of this contest. First pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Officially no at-bat in this as she had a sacrifice bunt in her first attempt. The right fielder tonight, again, batting from the right-handed side of the batter's box, watches the second pitch outside on the fastball. Watches that one for a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Still out there in the circle, thrown 50 total pitches thus far is Sophie Rowley for LHS. 1-1 pitch, that one's popped up. Has an opportunity behind the plate is Danovic. Danovic can't quite make the squeeze, but it looked like she didn't quite realize that it was still in play at first.
I think she thought that was going out and ended up coming back, and it might have actually hit the net, which would have made that ball a official foul ball and uncatchable. But she didn't make the catch anyway, so.
Yeah, but it does make the count 1-2. Strikeout opportunity here for Rowley. Comes home to McIntyre. This one's popped up down the third base side, though. Crawford gets underneath it and squeezes that one for the first out of the inning. And that is how the bottom of the fourth gets underway. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Izzy Smith. Again, unofficially without an at-bat here in this ball game with a walk in her first at-bat. Then we'll head back to the top of the lineup with Elena Valea. So Izzy Smith, of course, very talented behind the plate. We saw her snipe a runner earlier in this ball game from behind the plate in an attempted steal. And she was able to throw out that runner as the first pitch to her swung on and missed, moves the count now to no balls and a strike, but also contributing throughout the year from the right-handed side of the batter's box. As Rowley gets the sign, she'll come home with it. Looks like the corners certainly are aware of that bunt threat. They're going to play corners in here as the 0-1 pitch called a ball, 1-1. But you can tell certainly with some speed as well, trying to maybe put down a bunt. Here's the first baseman, Fulks, and Crawford down the third base side, but this one's ripped on the ground to the shortstop. Dye makes the play, and an easy 6-3 put out for the second out of the inning.
And had that ball not been hit so hard, I mean, it was right to Emmy Dye right away, and she was able to fire it into first for that out. But again, had it not been hit so hard, she probably would have scored on that ball.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Dye with a just clean field and a good throw across the diamond for the second out of the inning. But we head back to the top of the lineup here for Free State. First pitch now to Valea is taken for a ball, 1-0. Valea reached on an error her first time, then flew out. So officially 0 for 2 tonight, but she did come around to score her first at-bat. So she was the first unearned run that the Firebirds were on the board tonight as the 1-0 pitch is fouled away into the netting. And it will even the count now at a ball and a strike, 2 outs here. As Rowley would love nothing more than just a quick inning to head back to the top half of the fifth. As they are down in the bottom third of their lineup, 7, 8, 9 is where we look at for LHS upcoming. Burkhart, Mondi, and Flory. This one's into right field. Flory underneath it, and that's an easy 1-2-3 inning. as that will be the third out of the inning. Flory again underneath it. And with that, an easy bottom of the fourth, no runs on no hits, nobody left on, and we are through 4 full innings here from Free State High School. The Firebirds still up by 2 in the City Showdown. We'll be coming back with the top of the 5th inning here on 92.9 The Bull right after this.
This is David Lawrence. I spent a day with Darren Lutz, president of Alpha Roofing. I was so impressed by the pride Darren has in his company, from how he treats his employees right down to the attention to detail on each and every job. Whether it's a small house or a large commercial building, Darren and his experienced staff will be sure to get it done right. And that's why Alpha Roofing has been voted best in Lawrence 8 straight years. And it's also the reason I use them to roof my personal home. Alpha Roofing is hands down my first choice in roofing.
Advent Health has been serving Kansas families for more than 60 years. From primary care providers you can trust to advanced heart and cancer treatments, Advent Health is here to heal what hurts, ease your mind, and lift your spirits. With world-class expertise and compassionate whole-person care, our network of primary cares, urgent cares, ERs, and hospitals will help you live your best life. Download the Advent Health app for virtual care on demand or to find a doctor and schedule your next appointment. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Welcome back into 92.9 The Bulls coverage of the City Showdown. Quickly, we're going to take a quick 10 seconds aside for station identification. Welcome back. Top of the 5th inning is where we find ourselves now, as LHS and Free State Firebirds softball is on the air here from 92.9. Top of the 5th finds Elsa Carrillo still out there on the mound for the Firebirds. It'll bring up the 7, 8, 9 batters for the LHS Chesty Lions. Charlie Burkhart, Ava Bondi, and Ashlyn Flory coming up as the first pitch called a ball. Second pitch then fouled off down the line. We are now just over the halfway point here, which is a good reminder for you to not wait until you get sick to schedule your doctor's appointment, as Advent Health Medical Group Primary Care here in Lawrence, located near 18th and Wakarusa, offers wellness checks, screenings, and other preventative care. You can learn a lot more online at adventhealthkc.com/Lawrence, as that 1-1 pitch is fouled down the left field line. It will make the count now 1-2.
Yeah, 2 good swings, and both went either direction.
Burkhart pushed the first one, actually ripped it down the right field line, and then pulled that one just foul of the the third base line. Down in the count now, though, is Carrillo looking for another strikeout. Has her down 1-2. That one just a bit high. And we'll watch that one in the count, moving it now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Certainly still within striking distance, but only allowed 2 hits, as that one's ripped on the ground. But Vallejo with a great defensive play and an even better throw, and the 5-3 putout is the first out of the inning, and it comes with flying colors.
Vallejo, that was absolutely phenomenal play at third base, where she was able to get on the ground, get that ball, then pop up and fire it to first base for that out. That was and unfortunate for Charlie, because she hit that hard enough to get on, but not with Vallejo there at third base.
And that will be a flashy first out of the inning, as the first pitch now to Ava Bondi is outside for a ball. 0-1. Bondi 0 for 1 in the ball game, struck out swinging her first time. Some readjustments behind the plate. Izzy Smith needing to readjust the leg pads there.
And big brother Cole out here to cheer on Ava.
I'll tell you what, quite a few. LHS Chesty Lions always travel well. I know it's not that long of a drive just across town, but both sides of these grandstands are packed here today, as the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed.
And as you could expect, there's a lot of fans from both high schools here right now watching the City Showdown.
1 ball, 1 strike. That one in there in the lower half of the plate, called a strike, and it makes the count now 1-2 here to Ava Bondi. Flory on deck, and then back to the top of the lineup for LHS. Matt, as I was saying, they're still within striking distance, but there comes a point in this game where you really got to start, getting on the attack here and getting on the scoreboard. You're only down 2. But there's got to be a point where you start seeing those zeros turn into 1s at some point.
Yeah, and Ava's their 9-hole hitter. Did great at JV, and this one's hit. Could this drop?
I think the wind's going to just eat it, though, and it does. The wind breaks it down, and McIntyre, there again, the right fielder makes the play for the second out of the inning.
McIntyre certainly earned her paycheck today. She's done a great job out there and got everything that's been even close to her. And when it wasn't close to her, she's done pretty well as well.
Well, and I'll tell you what, she's got a nice backboard behind her with that wind picking up every now and then. And but no, you're right. She's been busy. I think that's 4 or 5 fly balls at least, and then at least 6 or 7 in that general direction today, as that'll bring up Ashlyn Floyd, the number 9 hitter for LHS. First pitch to her is fouled away.
And Grant Glasgow's out here, former Lawrence High kicker who walked on at KU, and he entered the transfer portal, and I believe he's going to Boise, I think, but I know he did enter the portal.
Very nice.
Just last season.
0-1 pitch after the foul ball, swung on and missed, and a good pitch there from Carrillo, just outmatched Flory, and it will move the count now to no balls and 2 strikes. Up next for Free State, it'll be the 2-3-4 hitters, so a prime spot of their lineup upcoming in the bottom half. This one's smoked down the left field line, but she's way out in front of that pitch, and Flory will keep the count there at 0-2 with that foul ball. That one's out there in the ravine, I think, Matt. I don't think we're getting that softball back. So 2 outs in the inning, no balls, 2 strikes. Corner's playing in here for the infield and comes home to Flory. That one skips across the dirt, or the turf, I should say. And it will move the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. Carrillo just had that one, looked like maybe he tried to get some movement on it, and it just slips out of her hands. And that was the case. Puts a little rosin on it, or a little chalk on the ball. Gets the sign home from Smith and comes home with it. This one is fouled away down the right field line, and that one, again, a good job here from Flory, despite being the 9-hole batter, doing a good job battling with their number 1 pitcher. Both Rowley and Carrillo, those top dogs, those top spots for both the Lions and the Firebirds in that rotation. This one softly hit to the third baseman, and a 5-3 put out on the ground. That will end the inning, and again, 5-3 is how this ends. And just like that, we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on for the LHS Chesty Lions. Free State Firebirds coming up with a 2-0 lead here from Free State in the City Showdown on 92.9 The Bull.
Rituals. We get up, get dressed, and yes, put our pants on one leg at a time. It's true. People are creatures of habit. Heck, on game days, I bet you can't wait to get off work. Jump in the car, turn on the radio, you listen to the pregame or your favorite sports announcer while picking up your dry cleaning and heading home to watch the game. Just like a ritual or a habit, Scott's Dry Cleaners, family-owned business, has been proud to serve the Lawrence and Topeka area throughout the years. Clothing and cleaning styles may have changed, but their work and service is the same. ScotchCleaners.com.
It could be as simple, or maybe something a little more complex. Or maybe yours just doesn't. No matter what it is, Castle Plumbing brings you superior service with 3 generations of experience working for you. And their prompt, friendly service means you don't have to live with that for too long. Residential or commercial, big or small, you can depend on Castle Plumbing. They're your local plumbing company serving Lawrence and the surrounding area since 1972.
Bottom of the 5th inning is where we find ourselves as Free State High School back in the batter's box. It's the 2-3-4 hitters for the Firebirds. Currently their line looks like this, 2-1-0 and 5 left on. They have had quite a few in the base paths, and only 2 have come across to score, and all of them unearned. Their 2-3-4 batters, Muller, Cole, and Richardson to lead things off as Muller watches the first one wide. Sophie Rowley still out there in the circle for the Lions as the starting pitcher for the Lady Lions still out there. This one's smoked in the left field. Muller puts that one on the track, still tracking back. Up it goes, it's gone, and Muller puts them back on the board. 3-0 Firebirds, and the first earned run comes in a big way. And that one was about 10-15 feet over the fence.
That was. It's just an absolute rocket, and that was going against the wind, somewhere where you would think that maybe we would not see a home run tonight.
No, absolutely not. I mean, completely against the wind. And Muller just put a charge into that one, kept carrying. You saw Burkhart get to the track, kept looking up, and then it sailed about another 15 feet over. So that's their first earned run of the ball game coming here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and a lead-off home run here in the 5th frame. And Muller does it in style. That will bring up Megan Cole. And Megan Cole will watch the first pitch called a strike, 0-1.
And absolutely the best hit ball for Free State tonight.
Easily, absolutely. And this is coming off the last couple of innings where LHS has started to barrel up Carrillo, but unfortunately hitting it right at the Free State defenders.
Right, they have. And those defenders have made great plays.
0-1 pitch called a strike, moves it now to 0-2 as Rowley comes home with the 0-2 pitch. That one's high and outside. Tried to get her to maybe chase out of the zone. Unsuccessful, moves the count now to a ball and a strike. So a great way to maybe get some energy and some motivation heading into these latter innings now. But still a manageable game and within striking distance if you're the Lady Lions. Only down by 3, but again, looking back throughout this game, they've had some missed opportunities, but throughout these last 3 innings, I would argue, they really haven't had too much noise on the base path and really too much threat in scoring any runs. Here's the 2-2 pitch, soft little fly ball down the first base line, and that one's going to land foul, so Cole will get another opportunity.
Yeah, just in no man's land right between first and home plate, and nobody had an opportunity to catch that ball. Not quite high enough for anybody to make a good run at it. Danovic tried, but just out of her reach.
And with that, the wind again kind of blowing in a little bit harder. This one's ripped on the ground to the third baseman. Crawford can't handle the first attempt. She recovers and makes a good throw. And a good recovery there from Crawford gets the first out of the inning.
Very good recovery. Not quite as clean as the Free State third baseman. But she made the play.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that was one heck of a play there by Valea back in that last half inning.
Well, yeah, Valea had 2 of them. I mean, she's done very, very well at third.
That'll bring up Allie Richardson after the ground out. Richardson today 0 for 2 with a pair of ground outs, one to the pitcher, one to Dye. This one another one, but it hits off the pitcher's glove, now to Dye or past Dye. And just as I mentioned both of their names, I believe they're just going to give her a single because that is unfortunately just an unfortunate play. Hits off of Sophie Rowley's glove and beyond Emmy Dye's reach. So it'll be an infield single for Allie Richardson.
Right, and that ball had no chance. Had Sophie not gotten a hand on it, Emmy Dye would not have been able to make that play. It was just too soft. But
it's just a ball that had eyes on it, and it just found the right gap in the infield. Puts a runner on base. With 1 out in the inning, Richardson on first. That will bring up Grace Rothwell now. The second baseman is 0 for 2. She did reach on an error in her last at-bat, and she flew out in her first to Dye. First pitch outside for a ball, and Rothwell will come home with it. That one's in there for a strike. Just on the outer half and right down by the knees as well. Great pitch there from Rothwell, evens the count at a ball and a strike. So certainly trying to get out of this inning, maybe putting another one on the ground for another double play, but trying to limit the damage to where it is with that leadoff home run from Muller here in this half. Here's another great bunt put on the ground, maybe some trouble, but a great fielding play there from Crawford and a good throw as Mondi covers first base and a 5-4 put out. But a sacrifice bunt will advance Richardson to second base, and Rothwell will be the second out of the inning.
Well, and fantastic by Crawford because she that to be quite honest was a gamble. That ball was heading foul, but she elected to pick it up and power it over to first for the out.
And with that will move the runner into scoring position. Maybe another insurance run as the first pitch out of the hands of Rowley. Now to Sydney Price is called a strike. Price tonight 1 for 1, but she's been on base both times. She was hit by a pitch in her previous time and a single in her first at bat. The 0-1 pitch comes home. That one, the off speed, called a ball on the lower half. As it looks like the infield kind of shading towards that left side a bit. Looks like Emmy Dye playing a little bit further in that hole. Coming home with it now with the 1-1 pitch. That one missing low as well. Kind of shading towards the off speed here with Sydney Price from the right-handed batter's box. 2 balls and a strike now with 2 outs of the inning. This would be a huge out to once again for Sophie Rowley to get out of the inning with only allowing 1 run, that coming off the home run. This one's hit on the ground to the third base side. Crawford's been busy this half inning, and she does it once again. 5-3 put out And that will end the inning with that, but they do get a run with that 1 run on 2 hits, 1 left on base for the Free State Firebirds, and it comes in fashion. Liam Muller with the leadoff solo blast to give them a 3-run lead. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning here from Free State High School. It's the City Showdown on 92.9 The Bull.
Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
And from the dental team at the Kansas Center for Sedation Dentistry.
Most people are shamed from when they have neglected their mouth. They know it. They just want somebody with a friendly face to help them get where they want to be. They wouldn't be here if they weren't concerned and they didn't want to have a beautiful, healthy, confident smile. So there's no judgment involved. We're excited to just step in and help them and finish that smile for them and get them back to function and health. That's what we do. Nothing but positivity of excitement about moving forward with them and helping them achieve what they want.
Top of the 6th inning as we played 5 full here from Free State High School Sports Complex. From the softball field, Free State able to tack on 1 more with the Liam Muller solo shot back there in the bottom of the 5th. Back to the top of the lineup here for LHS. It's Emmy Dye, Haley Ramirez, and Maylee Folks. Dye puts down a bunt. It's a good one, but a nice field there from the third baseman, Valea, and it gets past the first baseman, though. And I think this one's going to be on the throw. Valea just couldn't quite make a good throw on the run. She fielded it cleanly, but a poor throw there, and that will lead Emmy Dye with the single. I'm not sure how they're going to score this. I think they're actually going to give Dye the single on the play because Dye was very, very close. It was a bang-bang play, and here is another bunt, and that's going to get Dye to second base. And I was wondering kind of maybe when they were going to start doing that. And within 2 pitches here in the top of the 6th inning, they do just that, and it's a sacrifice bunt, and that will move
Emmy into scoring position.
Emmy to second base. So there you go. I was got distracted, and Dye will move up into scoring position, and that will bring up now the 3, 4, 5 batters with Maylee Folks. So Folks watches the first pitch in there, called a strike, and couldn't be in a more prime position in their lineup to maybe again poke at least 1 or 2 runs across here this half inning.
Yeah, I mean, they've got to get something going right here.
Haven't been able to find Carrillo out at all in this ball game as the 0-1 pitch fouled away into the netting. I almost thought we were going to get a souvenir there for a moment, Matt, but yeah, I can dream.
And while Lawrence High certainly has not played a flawless game defensively with those 3 errors, it's been a good fought game by both teams, and Free State's been phenomenal defensively.
And the 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, and Carrillo again has been a tough nut to crack tonight. Another strikeout, and that will be now 2 outs in the inning with another runner in scoring position. We saw it both in the first and second inning for Lawrence High, and we might see it again here in the 6th where they squander an opportunity with runners out there either on second or third base. Is the first pitch now to Lydia Folks, swung on and fouled away. Folks is 0 for 2, a flyout and a line drive to Maddie McIntyre. That was that great play that we saw on the track back just a couple of innings ago.
Yeah, but a 318 hitter. She's got certainly the average to do a little bit of damage if she can get something on this ball here.
0-1 pitch comes home with it. That one's a little inside and a bit low as well. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Dye's got all the speed in the world, so even just something into the outfield could maybe score a run. Certainly something in between the outfielders is going to get them on the board.
And you would think that Mike would send that runner if it's even a thought, because Emmy is a speedster.
1-1 pitch now to Folks. That one is fouled into the netting. And that will now make it Carrillo an opportunity to maybe get out of this inning, half inning I should say, all by herself. Makes a count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes, comes home, fouled away, and a good job by Folks to keep the at-bat and the inning alive. Looking ahead, Free State in the bottom third of their lineup. If we get there here to the bottom of the 6th, it will be Carrillo, McIntyre, and Smith for the Firebirds in the bottom half. 1-2 comes home. This one's smoked right
That'll
side.
be through there.
In between the hole of first and second. Coming home is Dye, you're right. He's center from second, and that will be the first run of the ball game for the Chesty Lions. And that gets them on the board, and a great job there from Lydia Folks on 2 strikes in the count.
And just right between the first and second baseman, and right on the ground, well hit ball. And it was short enough that you would think that maybe Mike was not going to send Emmy, but sure enough he did, and she came home to score for the Lions. And Lydia, just a sophomore, so a very, very clutch play. And now we have a runner for Lydia.
And just a great piece of hitting, by the way, I will say. It looks like number, I think, 16, I'm trying to see. I can't quite get the number because she's turned. I'm trying to get the number as quickly as I can, but
Now batting for the Lions, number 1, Maddie Crawford.
when I get it, I will get it to you as quickly as I can. But regardless, that brings up Maddie Crawford next in the lineup, and Crawford will swing, and that one will be called, it's 18 is who it is. So it's Kennedy Glasgow to pinch run. So Kennedy Glasgow to pinch run as the first pitch now to Maddie Crawford is fouled off.
Okay, so that's why Grant Glasgow's out here.
Oh, that makes more sense. So Glasgow to Glasgow is she's out there in the pinch running position. She heads to second, but it looked to be a hit and run opportunity as that one's fouled off into the netting. So Glasgow will head back to first, and it moves the count now to no balls and 2 strikes here to Maddie Crawford. So again, Crawford down in the count, but that was a good half inning. Even if you come away with just 1 run here, that was an aggressive half inning. You got on with the bunt. You bunted the runner over into scoring position, and that will be the second out of the inning, or I believe the third out.
That's
it should
the
be.
third out.
I was waiting for them to realize that was the third out of the inning. Strike 3 it is, and strikeout swinging, and just like that, they were able to get a run. 1 run on 2 hits. They did leave that runner on base, and with that, LHS able to get on the board. They're down still 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here from Free State High School. It's the City Showdown. Firebirds 3, Chesty Lions 1. Back in a moment here on 92.9 The Bull.
You want to grill out, but the price of meat has been skyrocketing at the supermarket. So how about 20 ribeyes for $39.99? Prime House Direct, America's #1 online butcher, is having a gigantic 4-day sale. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence.
Look for the big truck.
And the Big Tent. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Cases of fillets, New York strips, Delmonico's, boneless chicken breast,
And even large shrimp.
with wholesale boxes of individual prime portions, vacuum sealed for long freezer life. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Accepting cash, credit, debit card, and EBT. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. Stop by and register to win our $1,000 prime steak, chicken, pork, and seafood package, along with a free freezer. No purchase necessary. 20 ribeyes, $39.99. At Menards, 1470 West 31st Street, Lawrence. Tomorrow through Saturday, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. Rain or shine. Online at theprimehousedirect.com.
Well, we are through 5.5 innings here from Free State High School, and LHS finally able to get up on the board there at the top of the 6th. As we have the bottom third of the lineup for the Free State High School Firebirds. It's Elsa Carrillo, Maddie McIntyre, and Izzy Smith to lead off here for the Firebirds. The 7-8-9 batters as Carrillo watches the first pitch in there for a strike. Still out there on the mound is Sophie Rowley. Rowley thrown 75 pitches tonight here for the Chesty Lions. Second pitch, that one swung on and skied into shallow center field. Ramirez able to get underneath it, and the left-hander will squeeze the first out of the inning.
And a well hit ball, just a little bit too high.
And again, the higher you hit them too, the more and more that breeze will become in effect as well. Ramirez doing a good job staying underneath that fly ball. 2 pitches, 1 out in the inning, and that will bring up Maddie McIntyre, the right fielder. She's been busy tonight. She's been very busy out there in right field. 0 for 1 tonight, a sac bunt and a fly out officially in her 2 at-bats. First pitch to her in the into the turf. 1 ball, no strikes. So a good job there from LHS. But again, you can't waste too many more outs at this point. In fact, only 3 more outs So that whole bunting kind of idea that they had in the top of the 6 is that 1-0 pitch ripped down the line, and LHS lucky that one stays foul, evens the count at a ball and a strike. But again, only with 3 outs, they were able to get 1 run on the board, but they did it by wasting it out and bunting a runner over into scoring position. And they don't have that luxury in the top of the 7th inning. So
no, they don't.
The Lions are going to have to figure out a different way. And the 1-1 pitch comes home, called a strike there to McIntyre. Move the count now to a ball and 2 strikes. Officially, we've played 1 hour and 17 minutes here from Free State High School Sports Complex. It's actually been a fun day here. Lots of activity going on here from Free State on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. As the 1-2 pitch fought off by McIntyre, fouled, and it keeps the count where it's at, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Had a baseball game behind us, had track and field. Quite a bit going on over there on the football field as they all prepare to head off into their final month of the 2023 year. And a little check swing there, but they're going to call it a swing. They're going to say she went around, and strike 3 for the 2nd out of the inning. And a nice piece of pitching there. The off-speed kind of had her knees buckled and tried to hang back on the swing, but that will be the 2nd out of the inning as she is called for the swing. And that will bring up the number 9 hole batter, Izzy Smith. She's officially 0 for 1 in her 2 at-bats. She walked in her first at-bat and then grounded out to Emmy Dyer last time. First pitch to her, swung on and missed, and that will be open up the count now to no balls and a strike. Here's what it looks like for LHS in the top of the 7th. Again, that's their final 3 outs potentially. Danovic, Burkhart, and Mondi is how things will look to start as the 0-1 pitch high and inside, and that will even it up at a ball and a strike. So at least they were able to muster 1 across in that top of the 6th inning. You got to be pleased with that. 1-1 pitch fouled away. And that will move it now to 1-2. And if you're Sophie Rowley, certainly getting a 1-2-3 inning and getting your team back into the dugout and, more importantly, back swinging the bats and maybe, again, riding that momentum that you were able to gain in the top of the 6th inning. All the more important. 1-2 pitch high. Tried to get her to chase outside the zone, and Izzy Smith wisely lays off. And it evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Izzy Smith again, the number 9 spot. She's able to get on base. We'll head back to the top of the lineup as the 2-2 pitch skips across the turf, and we head now to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As the Firebirds again up with a 2-run advantage. It's 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's LHS's line. 1 run on 4 hits, 3 errors, and 3 left on. That one's ripped up the middle, and Izzy Smith with a 2-strike, 2-out hit. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the Smith. It's Izzy Smith getting on in the bottom of the 6th there. But
Braden Heck has a big smile on his face. Happy his little lady friend got on base there.
There it is. That's right. And he's sitting right over here just so he can hear us say it. That's right. He's sitting just close enough as Smith gets on with, it's her 2nd time on base tonight. She got on with a walk earlier and her first hit tonight.
And a solid hit it was, and for Emmy Dye not to get it, and she was probably close enough. Well, she wasn't close enough. She dived for that ball, and it was just in the right spot to be out of range of Emmy.
Number 3, Helena.
We're going to bring in a courtesy runner as well. So with that, it most likely going to allow Izzy Smith to go get her catcher's gear on for the half inning, so she can go gear up and be prepared for the top half of the 7th. But with that, that will also allow the lineup to turn over as well, and Alina Valea back into the batter's box as she watches the first pitch in there for a strike. Officially 0 for 3, though she did reach and come around to score in the first inning.
Well hit ball.
That one smoked into left field. Back it goes off the fence. That one hits still at the dirt on the warning track. Coming around third, trying to look to score, sliding it home, and coming in to score all the way from first. And a great play there is Chloe Clausen from the JV team. So Chloe Clausen coming in and doing some courtesy running for the catcher there, but a stand-up, actually sliding in for the triple is Alina Valea. And again, that one just hitting right off that left field fence. Similar spot to where Muller hit hers earlier, but Muller again hitting it about 30 feet further and much higher. Speaking of Muller, she's now back into the batter's box as the first pitch, that one slides in there. And now we look back into this game, and how more important is that Izzy Smith single down in the count 1-2, fought back to 3-2, hit that single up the middle, and then a 2-out triple gives them an extra insurance run here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And still with 2 outs in the inning, now 2-0 in the count here to Muller. Free State still with another opportunity to maybe add some more insurance runs.
Absolutely, just 90 feet away.
Well, actually, in softball, it's a little bit more shallow than baseball. It's believe me, I get them mixed up all the time. I say that, like with the mounds, I always get them mixed up. It is not 60 feet to the mound there. The 2-0 pitch fouled away, so it will move the count now to 2 balls and a strike. I actually think the bases are closer to 60 feet. I think that's about how long the mound basically is how long the base path is. 45, is that what it is? About the circle. I think that's about right. I've been I'm a student myself here. So the 2-1 pitch is inside, 3-1 it is. And you can tell that Rowley right now is certainly rattled a little bit from Muller her last time. She left one on a tee, and Muller put one into the ravine, almost out onto the street, and straightaway left field here from the Free State softball field. She does have a base open, but a nice off-speed pitch there has her swinging out of her shoes, and Muller can't make contact, and it moves the count now to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And a lot of movement on that pitch.
Great off-speed pitch from Rowley. Challenged her on that one. And Muller, again, prime opportunity for another RBI. 3-2. She's got an open base. So you've got a lot of wiggle room, I guess, if you will, with the strike zone. You don't want to give her something that's too fresh. That's exactly what she does. Very flexible with it, and she misses on the inner half, and that will give Muller a free pass. So Muller to first, Valea on third, and that will bring up Megan Cole. So Sophie Rowley just will reset and try once again, and she's had Megan Cole's number all night tonight. Struck her out. Cole did reach on an error her second time around, but also 0 for 3 officially with a ground out tonight.
Called strike.
Leah Muller also advancing. They're not even going to look at her, as Valea on third base, and Leah Muller will advance to second on the stolen base. But the first pitch, as you had mentioned, called strike here to Cole. 0-1 comes home. That one's inside. That will miss. Call the ball and evens the count now at a ball and a strike. And I'll tell you what, Free State doing a good job of kind of, again, here in this 2-out, you can't really call it a rally, but diminishing any sort of momentum that LHS may have gained in that top of the 6th inning by gaining that run. Of course, getting the 1 run back, but then taking a lot of time and kind of draining. Right. This has been a draining bottom half of this 6th inning as the 1-1 pitch fouled off, and it moves it now to 1-2. And again, looking to LHS if this is the end of this half inning. Danovic, Burkhart, and Mondi up next for the Lions. 1-2 comes home, just a bit inside, and it evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Beautiful
afternoon. So it'll be up to the bottom half of the Lawrence High lineup if they want to do anything now.
Yeah, well, and truly down by 3, and at this point, as that one's fouled off into the netting, keeps the at-bat alive. And again, even fouling it off, just pestering, keeping the defense out there and keeping the time ticking and ticking. It's really gonna start to cool off the bats for LHS. But truly, being down by 3 right now, you're going to have to expect to at least put 7, 8, maybe 9 at the plate. That one's hit high, but that one's going to get caught up in the wind that time as Charlie Burkhart's able to get underneath it. And they're going to strand 2 out there, but that will be the 3rd out of the inning as they fly out to Burkhart. But it doesn't come without at least giving up 1 run. 1 run on 2 hits. They do leave those 2 on base as well, but we'll head to the top of the 7th inning. LHS down by 3. It is 4-1. Free State Firebirds on top here from the City Showdown. We'll be back with the 7th inning here on 92.9 The Bull.
Disaster can hit your home or business at any moment, from flooding to fire damage to mold-infested walls. But after every storm, you can find that illuminating rainbow. That would be Rainbow Restoration. Locally owned with over 20 years of experience. They can help you with any water, fire, and mold cleanup with their IICRC certified technicians, free assessments, and local experts to help you from start to finish. Call Rainbow Restoration to solve your home or business disaster at 785-371-2400 and get your phone call answered by a real human instead of an answering service.
Hey, it's Brian Haney, voice of the Jayhawks, and Matt Llewellyn here at the beautiful 23rd Street Brewery patio with our best friends.
We want you to meet Bo and Indy. Say hi to the folks, guys.
Yep, man's best friend is welcome here on the patio at the 23rd Street Brewery.
That's right, Brian. Come in and have one or more of our craft beers, eat, hang out with your pups. And we've got a TV out there, so you and your pups can watch whatever you want on the patio.
The 23rd Street Brewery, in front of Hy-Vee, off of 23rd Street and Castle.
Welcome back, top of the 7th inning, and the last chance, or at least the last 3 outs here for the Chesty Lions of LHS, and the first at-bat now for number 11, Shea Rowley. Shea Rowley will take her first swings of the ball game here for the Lady Lions. First pitch from Elsa Carrillo is fouled off into the netting. Carrillo still out there. 93 total pitches, 64 strikes, 29 balls. Been pretty consistent today. Also has been a fairly dominant strikeout pitcher so far. Not only that, but gave up only her first run back in the top of the 6th inning. But LHS doesn't have a whole lot of outs to gamble with here, as now quickly Rowley down to 2 strikes, or down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. As Carrillo gets the sign, swing and a miss.
Swung at a bad one.
And she gets her to chase outside the zone. And Rowley's first swings of the ball game end very quickly with 1 batter, 1 out. And now they're down to their final 2 outs of the ball game with Charlie Burkhart in once again.
Number 7, Charlie Burkhart.
Charlie, a junior.
Burkhart officially 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out looking in the first in her first attempt, and then grounded out. Here's her first pitch, and this is a softly hit pop-up to the center fielder Mueller, and that's going to be a quick second out here in the top of the 7th inning, and certainly not the way that you maybe wanted to rally here in the 7th inning. In this final frame is Ava Mondi, number 23, the second baseman, maybe wanting to get this little late 2-out rally here started for the Lawrence High School Lady Lions.
That's right, and they're putting it in the hands of a freshman.
And big swing and a miss on the first pitch out of Carrillo's hands. That one will move the count. There's now no balls and a strike. Bondi 0 for 2. She struck out swinging her first at-bat, and then a flyout is where she stands so far in this ball game. Carrillo gets the sign, comes home, and a good job laying off that pitch close to the zone, but missed outside, maybe a bit high as well, evens the count at a ball and a strike. Both pitchers, Sophie Rowley with 101 pitches. Carrillo is inching closer to that 100 mark, now at 99 as Mondi fouls that one into the netting. And Carrillo 1 pitch away, or 1 strike away, I should say, from a complete game, 1-run City Showdown victory. And a dominant performance it's been from the starting pitcher for the Firebirds tonight. 1-2 pitch comes home. That one missed just inside, maybe a bit low as well, as Ava Mondi does a good job laying off there. Evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stick around with us as the Alpha Roofing postgame report. Matt and I will wrap things up. We'll take a look at some statistics as well. As here's the 2-2 pitch. Center fielder gets underneath it, Mueller, and that will be the 3rd and final out of the ball game. And just like that, City Showdown goes to the Free State Firebirds. 4-1 in this ball game, as LHS only able to squander 1 run on the board. As the top of the 7th inning, no runs, no hits, nobody left on. Here's how they finish. Again, 4-1. Free State 4 runs off of 5 hits, no errors, and 8 ladies left on base. LHS 1 run on 4 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left on base. Again, as I had mentioned, we'll have the Alpha Roofing postgame report coming up here in just 1 moment. But for now, Free State, the Firebirds softball get the City Showdown victory here for 2023. Free State 4, LHS 1. Back with a postgame report here on 92.9 The Bull right after this.
Hi, this is Dr. Wes Crenshaw. There are 2 kinds of teens in need of a therapist: those who ask for help and those who don't. If you have one who's reluctant to ask, it's okay to check in and see how they're doing. And if the need arises, express your willingness to get them the kind of counseling we offer at Family Psychological Services. You can start that process by clicking the Ask About Services link on our website, drwest.com. That's dr-west.com.
Kurt Gieser, State Farm Agency, understands the importance of being a member in the Lawrence community and supporting local. They also understand the importance of supporting you in Lawrence, whether it's through the peace of mind you get with insurance or helping you with any financial questions or needs. Just like this high school broadcast, Kurt Gieser, State Farm Agency will tackle any issues you need covered. Give Kurt and his team a call at 785-843-0003 or visit them online at www.kurtinsures.com.
Well, we are wrapping things up here from Free State High School Sports Complex as it is the City Showdown softball style between LHS Chesty Lions and Free State Firebirds. Wrapping things up here as we played a pretty quick ball game. Free State High School Firebirds with the victory today, 4-1. Just a nice recap as it was a fairly low-scoring ball game throughout the first couple of innings as Free State was able to get on the board a couple of times with some unearned runs. LHS unfortunately committing a couple of errors tonight, 3 errors in fact. Here is their final line. 1 run on 4 hits, 3 errors, and 4 left on base. Free State had 4 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and 8 left on base tonight for the Free State Firebirds. So a fairly clean game defensively for Free State, but leaving a lot out there left on base. So some missed opportunities there, but Free State taking advantage of those opportunities that were given to them by LHS. And then LHS kind of not taking advantage. They had some missed opportunities, some players that were left out there on base. Those 4 that were all in scoring position, 2 of them on second and third, and multiple players on that second base side as well. So some missed scoring opportunities for the LHS Chesty Lions tonight, but kind of a tough one to take, 4-1 as they were in striking distance pretty much all game long. But really, if there was somebody to look at, it is Miss Elsa Carrillo. It was certainly a game to look at, a complete game, 1-run finish, 8 strikeouts, 6 of them swinging. 2 of them she caught a couple of ladies looking. Only 3 walks today. She gave up 4 hits throughout this entire one. She gets the win as well in 7 complete innings for Elsa Carrillo. You got to look over on the opposing side as well for the visitors, as it was a great game for Sophie Rowley. She was able to get 3 strikeouts. She did give up 5 hits and 3 walks today as well. But again, defensively, LHS gave up those 2 unearned runs. Had this game not had those errors and those missed opportunities for LHS, it may have been a different outcome. I'm not necessarily sure, but LHS is going to look at this one. I'm sure Coach right now is making notes of that. But Free State comes away with a victory here today, 4-1. Matt, what are your thoughts?
And you know, the thing about it is I love to watch the coach's body language after the game, and I think that certainly this game versus the last game I called where Coach Byrne was just simply dejected because how they lost. They lost, bases were loaded, and they with 2 outs, and they had a running error, and so they were called out on that, and that ended any kind of, and it was Emmy Dye at the plate, so ended any kind of rally they had potential, and they had a chance there with Emmy at the plate and the bases juiced. I mean, they certainly had an opportunity, but a running error caused them to get out with that loss, and Coach was just totally dejected. Here, he was not nearly as dejected, where on the other side, Charlie Bowen was just extremely excited about the whole deal because his pitcher just had a great night. And, you know, I looked to McIntyre out in right field. She just had a great night all around, just absolutely was just super. And then Valea at third base was played great defense. Just it's a very this Free State squad is very tough defensively.
Yes, they are.
And you just can't win at that. And then on the offensive side, you know, Lawrence High I think really actually hit the ball better than Free State. Lawrence High just hit it to the guy, to the players.
Yes, they did.
And so
they had the Adam disease, is what I call it. Hit it right at him.
Hit him right at him, and with McIntyre and Valea making the plays they made, they just couldn't do anything right there.
Yep, Emmy Dye able to get on base 3 times tonight, 2 walks and a single, so she is certainly one to always keep an eye out for. That's why they've got her in the leadoff spot. You had mentioned Muller. She got on with 2 walks, and then, of course, the solo shot bomb that she hit in the 6th inning as well. And then, of course, defensively, again, just a well-played game by both these teams, but LHS with those subtle mistakes in the game may have been a different outcome had those not been there. You can't always predict the outcome had they been different, but certainly something to think about, and I'm sure that's what Coach is chatting about. But for Free State, certainly a victory that they're going to take home. This is always a game that they circle on no matter what their record is on the year, no matter what the game is or what their record is overall coming into the game. One that they're going to be happy that they took away. 4-1, Free State gets the win. Again, thank you to all of our sponsors, Ameritrust Credit Union, as well as Advent Health Medical Group, Primary Care of Lawrence, and our broadcast booth brought to you by Family Psychological Services, as well as all of our high school broadcasts brought to you by 23rd Street Brewery. And, of course, as we wrap up our Alpha Roofing post-game report, Alpha Roofing is your first choice in roofing. So, Matt, as always, I think this is our last broadcast. Are you doing next week's City Showdown as well?
I believe I am.
So,
I hope so.
yes, I was going to say, so you're going to get to do the baseball one with Nick. So you guys have fun with that. That one's going to be from Hoagland Ballpark next Tuesday, so we'll have coverage of that. But here from Free State High School, we'll wrap things up here on 92.9 The Bull. Again, the Firebirds get the softball City Showdown victory today, 4-1. For Michael Darcy back in on the switches on 92.9 The Bull Studios. For Matt Llewellyn, I'm Sam Speck saying so long, have a good rest of your night, and back to your regular scheduled programming on 92.9 The Bull.
Hey Lawrence fans, Ameritrust Credit Union is proud to support Lawrence High School sports and be a part of this vibrant community. You can experience the credit union difference through the way they're passionate about providing student athletes in our community with the resources needed to make the best financial plays. No matter where you are on your financial journey, Ameritrust can help you conquer each milestone ahead and help you be the author of your financial future. Visit meritrustcu.org to learn more. Federally insured by NCUA. It's game time, Lawrence. Let's go.
This is David Lawrence. I spent a day with Darren Lutz, president of Alpha Roofing. I was so impressed by the pride Darren has in his company, from how he treats his employees right down to the attention to detail on each and every job. Whether it's a small house or a large commercial building, Darren and his experienced staff will be sure to get it done right. And that's why Alpha Roofing has been voted best in Lawrence 8 straight years. And it's also the reason I use them to roof my personal home. Alpha Roofing is hands down my first choice in roofing.